So good evening, everybody. And I like that we circle back every month and we meet together, particularly for distributors and people who love nutrition and want to understand a little bit more about the products that we have at Neolife. And nobody really captures it better than Drew. Being in business over 66 years, and nobody really tells the story better than the people at Neolife. So tonight we're going to be talking about vitamin B complex. And I love the B vitamins because they might not necessarily be rock stars in the nutrient world when you think about it. But these essential 8 vitamins that we're going to look at tonight work tirelessly behind the scenes and already mentioned for energy production, for brain health. And there are a lot of other things that I'm going to be touching on, particularly in the makeup of our vitamin B complex sustained release. So B vitamins range from things like energy production, which is really, really crucial, to brain function. And that is the reason why you find that a lot of people are actually taking this particular vitamin. And B vitamins play this critical role in a variety of processes. And we're going to look at them and hopefully bring some understanding just to the everyday person to understand what it is that this particular essential vitamins are for. So our main talking points for tonight is that we're going to look at what B vitamins are. So just introduce the concept of B vitamins as a group or as individuals and how they support various bodily functions. Then we'll look at individual B vitamins if they present themselves in individual species, and also how they work in teams to ensure that they take care of us. Then we'll look at the benefits of a B complex. And obviously, if we touch on the benefits, we can already see who might be benefiting from this particular type of supplement. So let's jump straight in. Okay. All right, beg your pardon there. So what are B vitamins? B vitamins fundamentally are water-soluble vitamins. What does that mean? In basic terms, it just means that our body has no way to actually store these particular things. So we either need to replenish them regularly through the foods that we eat, so through diet. So if you're accessing and eating your diet as you're supposed to, you'll be accessing these particular B vitamins, or through supplementation. And that's quite key because most of us already know that our diets may be lacking in particular spaces. But where do these B vitamins particularly shine? Firstly, it's energy production. We've got B1, which is known as thiamine, which actually helps to convert the food that you eat into fuel for your cells. So basically, they help you feel energized throughout the day. And that's one of the core uses of B vitamins. Then we have B vitamins in the space of metabolic processes. So we've got B3, which is known as niacin, which actually participates in a lot of complex metabolic processes, which ensures that our body efficiently uses the food that we eat, more especially for energy production, and that's particularly where it shines. Then we also know B vitamins for their brain boosting power. So we've got B6, which is pyridoxine, and B12, which is cobalamin, which is essential for things like cognitive function. And the best part here is that I'm going to look at a little bit of the scientific studies that really quite validate what we're talking about today. And then the fourth one is, I'd like to call it cellular champions, because we've got B9, which is a folic acid or folate, which is crucial for healthy growth of a cell development, especially during pregnancy. So the importance of B vitamins far extends these key areas, and I'm going to touch on a little bit on that. And the research is suggesting that they might even play a role in cognitive decline as we age. And that's kind of nice if we understand that there's some way that we can plug in. So if you ever feel like you're running on fumes, and I know that I've felt that, I'm not a robot as well, and sometimes you're hitting that afternoon slump, and I have to say you're not actually alone, because fatigue is actually quite a common complaint among individuals, and it can actually significantly impact our daily lives. But what if the answer to combating tiredness wasn't just like another random cup of coffee, but we could lock into, or rather a team effort within our own bodies by accessing these particular B vitamins in the foods that we eat. So we have these B vitamins that act like what I'd like to say a well-oiled machine for energy production, right? So if you think of coffee, just as an example, which kind of provides you with that temporary jolt. So you get that energy boost, but B vitamins work at a cellular level, which is what we're looking for to optimize how our body converts the food that we eat into usable energy, right? And we've got like vitamins like B1, B2, B3, known as thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin, which act like coenzymes. And just to explain what coenzymes are, if you will, they're like little tiny spark plugs, right, for our cellular engine. So our cells are little engines, and we need precursors and coenzymes to work in our cellular engine to help unlock that energy potential that we have in the food that we eat on a day-to-day basis. This is allowing our bodies to efficiently convert what we often call as ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. ATP, which is the primary fuel for our body and our bodily functions. And there's research that's been published in the Journal of Nutrients, and a very interesting article that really highlights the importance of B vitamins, particularly during energy metabolism. So the study actually suggests that deficiencies in these particular vitamins, so B1, B2, B3, can significantly hinder the process of converting ATP, which can lead to basically fatigue and tiredness, which could explain some of the symptoms that we are experiencing without really understanding what might be potentially missing. Now, we all know that food is fuel, right? But how efficiently our bodies convert fuel into stable energy is actually absolutely key, right? So this is where we know our B vitamins, particularly B2 and B3, and you may not be remembering which B does what, but they kind of come in combination, right? This is where B2 and B3 kind of step up their game. And forget about simply breaking down things like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. These B vitamins act like these expert mechanics in our metabolic engine. Remember, our cells are like these metabolic engines, fine-tuning this process to maximize the energy that our body can harvest from the food that we eat. And that's what we're looking for, to eat the food that we can access, but unlocking that hidden potential. So B2 and B3 don't just break down those macronutrients that we eat. So these are commonly from the foods that we eat. They act as these little coenzymes. And if you've been in a chemistry class before, you'll understand that these coenzymes are quite key in something called the Krebs cycle. Now, the Krebs cycle is basically known as the citric acid cycle. And this cycle is the cellular power plant, right? So where energy is potentially stored into food molecules and is extracted and converted into that ATP I was telling you about. So it's basically this universal currency that gives us that cellular energy that we're looking for. So by optimizing this cycle, so basically consuming this B2 and B3, we ensure our bodies get the most mileage out of the food that we consume on a day-to-day basis. And that's what we're looking for. Now, there is another study that I was looking at from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which actually explored the impact of B2, which is riboflavin. And I wasn't surprised to see that there's evidence that actually suggests that if you are B2 deficient, it can impact on this Krebs cycle. It basically means you're having difficulty extracting that energy from the food that you eat. And fundamentally, it can lead to that tiredness that I was talking about before. But I'd love to touch on Neolife's vitamin B complex, this high potency formula. And this is where it comes in. By providing you these concentrated doses of B2 and other B vitamins, this particular supplement can help ensure your body has the necessary tools now to optimize this metabolic engine that I've been talking about. And these studies do suggest that they could contribute to things like muscle functioning and energy metabolism, particularly during exercise. So potentially enhancing endurance and reducing fatigue. And this is an exciting area of research, I have to say, particularly if you're an athlete or a fitness enthusiast or somebody that's looking just to unlock that extra energy on a day-to-day basis. So in essence, we've got this Neolife vitamin B complex, and we're going to look at a little bit more into detail as to what really makes up this particular supplement, like a high performance fuel additive, for our bodies, ensuring that we can get the most energy out of the food that we eat and supporting our overall well-being. Now, the next thing I wanted to touch on is that I know the major perk of B vitamins is energy production, but B vitamins impact further exceeds far beyond than just keeping you fueled. These essential nutrients play a critical role in supporting brain function. And I'm not surprised that Drew's giving it to his children so that they can be sharp at school and during exam time. So it's quite key in brain function and a healthy nervous system. And we've got vitamin B6 that comes into play in this space, and B9, which is folate. And they play with focus and memory, and also particularly how our nervous system works. And if we look at B6 and B9, they are involved in the production of neurotransmitters. And simply, neurotransmitters are these chemical messengers that we find that shuttle information in our brain cells. They're responsible for moving information backwards and forwards. And there's a study that was published in the Frontiers Journal of Neuroscience that highlights this potential link between B vitamin deficiencies and cognitive decline, which I found absolutely interesting. So ensuring that you get enough B6 and enough B9 intake can help support things like focus, memory, and overall brain functioning, keeping you sharp throughout the day, and obviously thinking about the people that could benefit from this particular thing, young and old. Then we've got B12, and B12 is quite interesting because B12 is predominantly found in animal sources. So usually plant-based individuals who only eat plant-based foods or avoid animal foods are usually lacking in this particular vitamin, and it plays a vital role in maintaining our nervous system. And it supports something called a myelin sheath. And a myelin sheath is basically a protective layer that insulates our nerve fibers and ensures smooth nerve impulses. And whether you know they're there or not, these messages are going backwards and forwards, and basically deficiencies in B12 can lead to something like nerve damage. And later we're going to talk about why you fundamentally find a B complex supplement in people with autoimmune diseases and people that are diabetic, is because the nerves start to take a knock. And did you know that B12 is only or mostly exclusively found in, like I said earlier, animal sources? And that is the reason why it would be quite important to talking about it, particularly to people who have dietary limitations or already have disease condition. And this is where I'd like to plug in Neolife's B complex. This sustained release formulation, where you've got B6, B9, and B12, and they are released gradually throughout the day. And I was quite fortunate to get an explanation as to how it all looks like once this particular supplement starts to break down, and it breaks down coat by coat or layer by layer. So basically you get the benefit of this particular supplement throughout the day, the benefit of this energy throughout the day. And it's made from this naturally sourced B vitamins derived from biologically bound yeast, so it will be vegan friendly, but these vitamins are readily absorbed, which is what I quite like, and quite bioavailable. So basically if maximizing on the effectiveness of this particular supplement. Next, I wanted to jump onto how B vitamins are quite key in healthy cell growth. So we know that they are quite important as a fuel driver, so for our energy production, and also supporting things like brain function. But we know now the benefits of B vitamins extend further than that, and playing a critical role in healthy cell growth and our overall well-being. And the key B vitamins that stand out here are things like niacin and B7. B7 is biotin, and biotin often comes up when you think of beauty products, hair, skin, and nails. And basically, these two vitamins are essential for healthy cell growth and division. So how our cells replicate themselves. And niacin kind of stands out for its role in DNA synthesis, which is basically the blueprint of creating new cells. And that's what we need, particularly when we have growing children or when we have adults that have the replication phase happening a lot more faster than normal. And this means it plays this crucial role in the process where cells are making copies of themselves and creating new cells. And biotin basically is that coenzyme, that spark plug that I mentioned earlier in numerous cellular processes. Most importantly, fatty acid synthesis, which I thought was quite interesting to mention. And fatty acid synthesis is kind of crucial for building cell membranes. And simply biotin creates these fatty acids, which are the important building blocks for our cellular membranes. And that's what we need to be keeping in mind to unlock all the potential of these particular B vitamins, particularly in the food that we eat or if in the supplements that we drink. Now, just thinking beyond the cells, the benefits of having something like niacin, which is B3, and B7, which is biotin, they do extend far beyond cellular construction, where niacin kind of supports a healthy immune system, aiding that production of white blood cells. And white blood cells are basically our body's defense system, or our body's defense force. And biotin also contributes to this healthy metabolism and nervous system function. So we basically need all these B vitamins doing all that little work in the background to ensure that we're taking care of ourselves and giving our bodies those essential building blocks to maintain either healthy cells, a strong immune system, and fundamentally an overall well-being. Now, to talk about the benefits of B vitamin, I want to bring it back to Neolife's vitamin B complex sustained release so that it kind of is in context. So we've established the vital role that B vitamins have to our health, whether it's unlocking energy and fuel from the foods that we eat, but with so many different types of B vitamins, deciphering which one does what can be quite confusing. It can be confusing even for me too. But if we break it down just a little bit and we'll look at Neolife's formula that boasts this comprehensive B vitamin combination and with its own unique formulation, we're going to see how it actually plays in the space. So this particular product has vitamin B1, which is thiamine, and this is obviously an essential vitamin for converting food into energy and plays a role in nerve functioning. And our recommended daily value for B1 is something like 1.2 milligrams per day, and Neolife provides this generous amount that kind of exceeds this amount that you need. But what's nice is that it's water soluble, so you'll take what you need and you'll flush out the rest, ensuring that your body has ample stores of this particular vitamin. The next thing we have riboflavin, which is B2, which is part of energy production, which is part of healthy skin, which is also part of playing a role in our vision. And adults need about 1.3 milligrams. And Neolife will also provide you enough of what's needed to optimize those functions. Then we've got B3, that's healthy cell function, metabolism, and even skin health. And the recommended daily value for this one is about 16 milligrams, while Neolife's one will provide you ample of this particular nutrient to provide you with significant support. And this formula also includes other B vitamins, of course, because it's a complex. So B6 and folic acid, which is quite key in pregnant women, and then B12. Each with its own recommended daily reference values that we need to take. And Neolife's formula meets or even exceeds these particular limits. And these vitamins, as we know, contribute to our overall nervous system, red blood cell production, which is absolutely key, and then DNA synthesis, which is the replication and the blueprint of our cells in our body. But this high potency formulation, which I've actually come to love myself, because I love to take B vitamins if I don't know really what's wrong with me. It's B vitamins so I can plug in those nutritional gaps. And then we've got these B vitamins, B2 and B3, that are particularly beneficial for individuals with active lifestyles. And I'm quite active myself, or those experiencing stress. So if you find yourself having mood changes, this is where you can actually plug in and actually find the benefit of those key vitamins that can work in the background. And we've got studies that suggest that these B vitamins, while they play a role in helping our brain function and possibly cognitive decline, they've got this role in our body's response to stress. And that's what I quite like to that, helping maintaining energy levels during periods of increased demand. So if you're somebody that has quite an active lifestyle, or you're just living your day-to-day life and looking for that X factor, this is where you would come. Now we've got this sustained release formulation, and I mentioned earlier that we're going to talk about it, which is another key feature that's quite unique to Neolife's formulation. This obviously ensures this gradual release of these B vitamins over a period of 6 hours. Now, this is in contrast to the immediate release formulas that you might obviously find, where the B vitamins enter the bloodstream quite quickly and might be even depleted faster. So you've got this benefit over this extended period of time, and that's what most people are looking for. Now, the science behind the source of our vitamin B complex is this biologically bound yeast that we use in our formulation, which is a source of our B vitamins. This means that the B vitamins are naturally occurring, and as mentioned before, we base our products on whole food nutrition, basically maximizing on the effectiveness of this particular formulation. So as an individual, why would you be choosing Neolife's vitamin B complex sustained release outside of the fact that it's a high potency sustained release blend of these essential vitamins? This is kind of like a comprehensive approach to supporting your overall well-being. And I would like to think of them as workhorses. If you think of them as workhorses of nutrition that play this fundamental role in maintaining our optimum health, and these essential nutrients act in this coordinated fashion to support a wide range of bodily functions. And I'm going to mention them again because it's good just to hear it again. So we've got energy production, where we're converting food into usable energy. We've got this metabolic efficiency that comes into play when we think of the B vitamins as coenzymes or little spark plugs, streamlining our body's processing of food for maximum nutrient extraction and efficient energy production. We can think of things like growth and development, where B vitamins become crucial for healthy growth, especially during childhood and pregnancy, and contributing to things like healthy skin and vision. Then we've got the benefit of cognitive function when we think about how can we use this comprehensive formula to work best for us, when we've got these essential nutrients that play a vital role in supporting things like focus, memory, and overall brain function. So keeping us sharp, keeping us alert, and also even aiding in the manufacturing of our white blood cells. And then we've got the benefit of combating fatigue. Unexplained fatigue can be quite annoying. So we've got these B vitamins that help reduce tiredness, fatigue, promoting sustained energy levels throughout the day. And ultimately, we are taking care of our overall health, where these essential vitamins contribute to an overall or a range of health benefits, from regulating hormone function to supporting red blood cell production. And like I mentioned before, we've got pregnant women in particular who benefit from vitamins like B9. And B9 becomes really, really important in terms of preventing things like birth defects. And this is where B vitamins really, really, really shine. So where do I conclude when I close all of this particularly? Vitamin B complex is really a natural way, or Neolife's vitamin B complex is a natural way to support healthy cell growth and repair, if you like, promoting healthy skin, a strong immune system, and overall well-being by providing our bodies with these essential building blocks, which we can't necessarily access without actually eating them or actually supplementing. And this is why Neolife's vitamin B complex empowers you to thrive from the inside to the out. Thank you very much.